Happy Friday, y'all, and welcome to another edition of On the Needle. So, as promised, I decided to do two videos this week since I missed the last couple of weeks for On the Vinyl reviews. And before we get into the video, I'm a little sad today because my record player does not seem to be working anymore. Well, I have two, but the main one that I have, the first one that I've gotten, um, the Bluetooth functionality does not seem to be working. I'm gonna put the name of the record player in the comments or in the description rather. So if y'all know a trick or something to avoid me having to buy a new one, I would love to know. But it's a Sony PLXT, something like that. It's a black record player, and it's actually been very great the past like 3-ish years or so that I've had it. But I guess it's seeing its last days, but still want to do this review today for Mariah Carey, aka the can't even say it, elusive chanteuse, aka Mimi, all of her names. She's, it's funny. I love Mariah Carey, but this grandiose persona that she has sometimes, I'm just like, can you just sing the songs? But but hey, if you have that many hits as she has had, sold as many records as she's had, and those publishing checks I know have got to be amazing from her songwriting, just off the Christmas song alone. Um, so, I guess she has somewhat of a right to be as she is. But I would say that there are a few vinyls that I would be willing to pay upwards of $40 for. Emancipation of Mimi is definitely one of them. I was on the hunt for this one for a while. I think it's one of her best albums. I would actually say it's top 3 in her catalog. Great comeback story as well. I don't think it's fair to say that Mariah Carey ever fell off, but at the same time, as any artist, you do reach a point where the record sales aren't as high as they used to be. I mean, she was coming out selling like several diamond albums, 10 million in sales. Um, and, she reached a point where, some of the albums were going like platinum and double platinum, like the Charm Bracelet one. But she came back with a vengeance on this one. And the funny thing with this album, this is the track listing to kind of remind y'all if you may have forgotten some of the songs. So this has the really big hit "We Belong Together," which almost didn't make the album. L.A. Reid told her that he thought the album needed something else special, and she said that, well, from the interviews I've seen at least, she wasn't too keen on it at first, and so she reluctantly went back in the studio, and voila, then here comes this amazing song. And I do agree with him. The song or the album would have been great without that song, but it's really like the cherry on top. I mean, the lyrics, the melody, I mean, just everything. Um, it's pretty much almost like a no skip album to me. I mean, it's got the club joints, like, It's Like That, Shake It Off, kind of like a little mid tempo. She's got Snoop on here. It's like heavy hip hop influence on here. The song To the Floor with Nelly, that's one of my favorites. This special edition vinyl also has some remixes as well. The We Belong Together remix with Jadakiss and Styles P of The Lox. Also, Don't Forget About Us, the bonus track, which I love as well. Um, Make It Last All Night, Sprung, Secret Love, those are all the bonus tracks. Another one I really like on this album is um, I'm blanking on the song now. Joyride. Yeah. Joyride kind of and I really wish that one would have been a single, but I get it. I mean, there were so many hits from this album that after a while, it's like, okay, what do you pick? She had like 4, I think it was 4, pretty strong, very strong singles. It's Like That, We Belong Together, Shake It Off was a single, Don't Forget About Us was a single. But We Belong Together, that ride for that song was like ridiculous. I think it was number 1 for like 16, 17 weeks, something like that. Um, so But Joyride, it kind of gives me like early days of Mariah Carey, that sort of feel. But it's definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. And really, I would say one of my favorite songs from her, period. I love Stay the Night too. So she has some really great producers on here. I mean, she had, of course, Jermaine Dupri. They always make magic when they come together, I feel. Um, she had Pharrell, Kanye West. I mean, it's just, yeah, it has this perfect blend, I would say, of R&B and hip hop feel. So curious to know what you all's thoughts are with the album. There's no colored vinyl, but this is just like the inside packaging. And then of course, as any Mariah Carey album, you have this slip here of the lyrics that come with it. But I'm curious to know what y'all's thoughts are about the Emancipation of Mimi album. Are you a fan of Mariah Carey or not? What are some of your favorite songs on this album? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, till next time, peace.